Following on from the last video on breathing, I'd like to give another little tip which I personally find quite useful, and hopefully some of you will as well. Now, very often when you see beginners moving through in a stance, when they're just taking that step through, we're taught to lead from the stomach, or dantian as some people call it, or hara for the Japanese, but we're taught to lead with that part, which is difficult when you first start. You'll very often see beginners or low grades leaning with their shoulders to. Now, it's easier for them to get the weight forward here and then step through. And then even as you get a bit more advanced, it can be a little bit confusing, because you'll read in a lot of places people say, oh, start the movement from the dantian or the hara, your stomach, the movement comes from here. Other places they'll say the movement starts on the floor from pushing off there. And it can be a little bit confusing. So what I'd like to think is a little bit of both. Now, for movements, for physical movement, you need something to push or pull against to get the movement. So obviously, the movement is actually being initiated from the floor. That's the only part you can push off to make yourself move. However, one thing I find helps me quite a bit, or used to, is, as discussed in the last video, when you step through, the first part you breathe in, then breathe out. Now if we take that in-breath, as we step halfway, just off the in-breath up to the halfway point, just imagine in your mind, the breath always comes down, you pull the breath down to the stomach, but imagine in your mind that you're actually using that breath to pull yourself forward. Imagine like the breath has kind of got hold of something, and as you're breathing in, you're pulling yourself forward with that breath. So it's all, the breath is coming down to your stomach. Imagine like you're pulling with it as well. Now, some people say, well, that's impossible. Of course you can't pull in with your stomach, or with your breath rather. And I'll say, yes, you're right. But what I'm saying is, try and feel as if. Now, if you can get that feeling as if you are pulling in here, a couple of things will happen. First of all, because you're focusing down here in your hara, or stomach, because you're focusing there, your shoulders will tend to relax, and the rest of your technique will tend to be more relaxed and more fluid, which is what you want. If you're focusing here, not focusing up here, the focus is down here. So, again, the rest of your body will relax. That's one advantage to it. The other thing is that when you focus here, you'll find your foot will tend to just move automatically. You breathe in, the rest of the body just tends to move synergistically. It just happens. I mean, I find I don't even think about pushing off there. I don't think about what my foot's doing. I mean, yes, that's the part that initiates the movement down there, but my mind is here. So when there's this confusion of, do you initiate it from the hara, or do you initiate the movement from the foot? Yeah, you initiate the movement from the foot, but you put your mind down into your hara, down into here, and then the rest of it just happens synergistically. It just goes. It's easy. So I'll say, give that a try, see if it works for you. Once you get used to getting that feeling of moving forward in that fluid manner, then you can forget about actually thinking of pulling in with your breath. Once you've got the feeling, you don't have to think about pulling anymore. It'll just happen. But that is I find that a very good way to get the feeling that you want, to get that nice fluid movement going through. So if you find this tip useful, then please forward the link to your friends, tell other people about it, and share it. Thank you.